to town for this one. At the United Center, Chicago fans are cheering for their Bulls. I'd like to welcome you to the NBA on 2K Sports. With Coach Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan. David Aldridge is with us as well. Oh, Stan, this should be a fun one. A clash at the center position.
Yeah, and Kevin, the way the game has changed, you know, we don't see these kind of big men matchups much anymore. And so it's great to see one where two great big guys going at it, and you know they're going to go after each other.
And Stan, you know what you're talking about. You've had the opportunity to coach some great big men.
Oh, I have. I mean, I had Shaquille O'Neal, Dwight Howard, Andre Drummond. I seem to always have good centers. A good on-ball defender. White will make you work for him.
And he misses his first shot. Pass to Vucevic. Thompson with the rebound. We play just over a minute here in the first. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. And when you talk to people about the Bulls, GA, Michael Jordan's shadow still looms large over this team and organization.
And Kevin, they haven't won a championship before or since he was in Chicago. They've had plenty of good players, Derrick Rose and MVP, Jimmy Butler as well, but the results haven't been there.
Now, here's Ball. Tim Hardaway unable to get his last shot to go. Back to Vucevic. Outside, Ball. Bruce Ellis, no one around him. Off target from outside. Thompson inside. Cunningham outside. Pass to Harris. Back to Cunningham. Missed inside.
You gotta finish at the rim right there. You hate seeing those opportunities go to waste.
Outside, Ball. Back to White. That three off the mark. And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Well, Billy Donovan gave me a few minutes. We talked about how dialed in he is on Cade Cunningham in this matchup. Coach told me the key is not to let him get into a rhythm early on. That might mean we have to throw different defenders at him. Maybe send him double teams too. Everything is on the table tonight. We'll see what they come up with for Cade. Guys?
Okay, David, much appreciated. Down low. With the second effort. And Cunningham with the layup. Cunningham's got 5 now.
And great effort by Cunningham. Those are found points there.
Back to Ball. Trying to end the drought. Some solid defense from Harris. Pistons leading by 5. Thompson with it. Williams picks him up. And it's Harris off the drive. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
And it does a world of good for them to have Harris getting busy inside. Gives them that inside-out edge they're looking for. First make of the day should finally give them a little confidence.
Yeah, you know, sometimes all it takes is that first bucket to get a team into a groove.
Now, here's Cunningham. 5 points in the game. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Ellis unable to get that one. Some solid defense from Harris. And great for Ellis. Basketball has been a part of his family for generations.
Yeah, how about that? Both his parents played professionally in Lithuania, as did both of his grandfathers. And his dad now works with the Lithuanian men's national team as a physiotherapist.
Here's Harris. Cunningham outside. Fires at the elbow. Good as the jump shot falls. He has 7.
And I love how Cunningham dictates the pace. You can't speed this guy up. He forces you to play at his speed.
Hey, dunks aren't always for the big fellas.
A serious power move from the point.
Well, in this league, you can see powerful plays from anyone and anywhere. Your position no longer dictates your scoring.
And I just love the aggressiveness from Ball. When he's driving to the hoop, he's ready to attack the rim at will.
Now here's Hardaway. No scoring in this one. And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession. 34 seconds left to play here in the first. Here's Ball. That doesn't go on the chance to tie.
Well, the defense was right where they needed to be to stop the layup. Great awareness and effort.
The Bulls trailing. To the paint. To the middle. It's blocked. Fires from way outside. And so it's Cade Cunningham making things happen for Detroit. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of...
11.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And what stands out to you from the Pistons so far in this one?
I mean, the rebounding was the difference in that first period. You've got to block these guys out.
Hey, look, it's simple. More rebounds means more possessions, and that's clearly been their priority.
First team foul. Substitution on the court.
Now, Giddey. No one near Herter as he lets it fly. That's good, and so Giddey with the assist.
Well, it's a three-point shooting league. Guys like him are so important for spacing.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Hey, Kevin. Bulls coach Billy Donovan keeps perspective. He says, I used to come back from a tough road loss, go straight to the office and pull an all-nighter, trying to figure out what went wrong. My highs were too high and my lows were too low. You have to realize so much of it is just luck. The breaks of life. Kevin?
That's right, D.A. We respect Billy Donovan as much as any coach in the NBA. But a good outlook there, you're right. Hey, thank you. And so it looks like the Bulls will retain possession here. And we've played through the first minute here in the second. Smith, left side. 4 on the clock. Off target from the wing.
Well, the defense just gave him that shot, and he wasn't able to convert. Very disappointing.
You can see why they continue to call Cunningham's number. Once he's flipped that switch, let him go to work.
From deep, Herter. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Cunningham. Here's Hardaway. There's the lob for Harris. And Thompson gets it to go. Now it's a 4-point Piston lead. For years, it seemed like the league was going to go smaller. But lately, Greg, it seems like size is back in fashion.
Yeah, I mean, look at the MVP award, right? Centers and Jokic and Embiid winning it recently. Even Giannis, I wouldn't consider him small. And just overall around the NBA, it feels like bigger teams are having more success.
Pass to Giddey. Back to Herter. Now Giddey kicks it out to Collins. No good from outside.
Well, the defense got lucky there. More often than not, he's making that shot.
Pistons passing it around. Cunningham on the wing. Duran a screen. Back to Harris. A three-pointer off the mark. And you look at the Detroit Pistons, Stan, so much young talent, but the chemistry is a work in progress, clearly.
Well, it is, Kevin, and they're working on it, but it's hard with so many new faces, and they still need a second and third guy that they can build around. They've got a lot of good role players, but they need a couple more stars.
Kicks it out to Collins. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Here's Thompson. Buries it down low. Thompson's got 4 points in the quarter. And so it's Terry bringing it up for the Chicago Bulls. It's a 5-point game. Here's Collins, and finished off by Collins.
And once he gets clear off the screen, there is no stopping him.
No, not when there's a flush waiting to happen.
Well, give credit to the screener there. That's how you help free up your teammates.
And we know injuries derailed last season for the Bulls, Greg, but with an aging core, you wonder where they go from here.
I mean, the Bulls are kind of stuck in the middle of things as it now stands. Not quite good enough to make a run in the East, but not in a position where they need to start over.
Bulls trail by 5. We've got 1:08 left now here in the second. Cunningham on the wing. 15 points in the game. Driving in, and he uses the glass on the layup. Cunningham's got the lead up to 7 now for the Pistons.
And on that drive, Cunningham utilizing that athleticism, blitzing the defense the moment he sees an open.
Kicks it out to Terry. Smith left side. Outside Collins. No good with the triple. And the Pistons with possession. They're on a 14-6 run.
And a nice mix of strength and agility. Harris able to explode for the slam.
Here's Giddey. And they immediately answer back with the dunk at the other end.
Whoa, that'll wake you up.
He is such a great athlete. This is his first free throw of the game. That's good from Cunningham.
And it's easy to see why so many are so high on Cunningham, a talented guard who can do a little bit of everything.
Well, he's been very good at the line, and we all know free throws can make or break you in the end.
Pass to Smith. And here's Collins from outside. And so it's the Detroit Pistons ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. They've been playing some ferocious defense. We'll return shortly. We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. And it's the Bulls with the ball. They trail by 9 points. Here's Giddey. Good D by Thompson. The Pistons on offense. They lead by their biggest margin of the game, 9. Back to Schroeder.
Chicago foul. Terry. First personal foul. First team foul.
Shoots, and that's good for 2. Schroeder's got the first points of the second half here for the Pistons.
You know what? Didn't find a very good shot on that possession, but still able to get 2 points.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Asar Thompson. That's his 3rd foul of the game. So for the Bulls. Pass to Williams. Knocked loose. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Thompson. And the Pistons making a change here.
Number 19.
Detroit on D. They lead by 11. Now here's Vucevic. Nothing on the board. And Vucevic throws it down.
and using every bit of that large frame for the exclamation point. Vucevic, a force around the rim.
Kicks it out to Schroeder. From deep. Rebounded by Vucevic. And Chicago has possession. He stands since 2009. The Pistons have just 2 playoff appearances.
Yeah, that's true, Kevin. And they got swept in both of those playoff appearances. They haven't won a playoff game since 2008. And with all the lottery picks they've made recently, their fans are itching to see some progress.
To the left side wing. And Vucevic throws it down.
How about the vision there by Ball, showing the unselfishness, just being a willing passer.
Here's Schroeder. The shot missing. And so it's Ball with it. He brings it up for the Chicago Bulls. 9-point game. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, Kobe White became one of the top candidates last season for Most Improved Player. He says, I always tried to just let the work show. I wanted to prove that I could be a starting guard in this league. I've just got to continue to get better every day, be aggressive, and be who I am. Kevin, back to you.
All right, D.A., love that attitude. Ball. And Ball slams it in.
Ball finishes with power, not just going for the layup, solid at throwing it down deep inside.
The drive by Schroeder. Can't hit from in close. Ball with it. Now defended by Cunningham. And now the fast break. Schroeder with the ball. The 3. Buzelis grabs the board.
And there hasn't been anything easy for him in this period.
Well, the offense has to look for ways to get him easier shots, better selections. You have to be set up for success.
2 minutes remaining in the third. 2 minutes.
Vucevic with it. Pass to Buzelis. On to White. Takes the 3. This league, Stan, is so deep with talent. Are there any players who you think get overlooked in the conversation?
That's a great question, Kevin. I mean, there are some guys who I think get underrated because they play with other guys who are so talented and draw the attention. One guy that I have really seen lately that I think has been better than people think is Grayson Allen. The best three-point shooter, or one of the best three-point shooters in the NBA, and a very underrated defender.
And he's evolving, isn't he? Looks like he's working on other parts of his game, but he's always been able to shoot, which has been his calling card.
And he's a much more athletic guy than people give him credit for.
Here's Holland, still yet to score. Stewart a screen. Shot clock at 5. It's Cunningham with the drive. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Lonzo Ball picks one up.
And at the offensive end, Cunningham is relentless. He will wear your defense out.
Coach, it didn't take long for Kate Cunningham to establish himself as the leader of this team.
Well, Kevin, he's very mature for his age. He was put in a position with all young guys around him, so he had to step up. And I've never heard Cade Cunningham blame anyone else for the team's struggles. He's got everything you could want in a team leader.
And there it is for him. Cunningham's got 8 here in the quarter.
Just showing some grown man strength there. Cunningham gifted at working through the contact.
Now that's what I call a momentum changer.
Yeah, when you've got a point guard with that kind of spring, no lead is safe.
Yeah, he saw the opportunity to finish with some authority, trying to fire his guys up.
Cunningham's shot is off. Left side, Ball. And Ball slams it in.
And some kind of switch must have been flipped at halftime because both teams are getting after it.
Yeah, and you can feel the pace picking up in this second half. Both teams have dialed up the intensity.
And so it's Cade Cunningham making things happen for Detroit. A terrific quarter for him. And now he has a total of 27 points. Shouldn't take him long to get up over 30. And don't go away. We'll be right back. We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. Here is Cunningham. Harris outside. Back to Cunningham. To the inside. Out to Harris. Shot clock at 3. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation.
Bulls ball.
Outside ball. And stolen by Thompson. Pass to Harris. The kick out to Cunningham. No good on the triple. Bulls trailed by 5. Here's White. It's good. The assist that time from Ball. White's got his first points of the game.
You gotta commend the concentration White showed there. He doesn't get thrown off kilter easily.
And when you take a look at Jalen Duren, a big man, Greg, who seems to get better each and every season.
Well, you know, he averaged a double-double in his second season. I especially like how hard he goes after rebounds. This guy has a bright future in this league.
Well, you like to see all of them go down, but that did make it a 2-possession game.
Here's Vucevic, and slam dunk by Vucevic.
Go into the rack with energy, and the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, gotta chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
And with the score as close as it is, these are the opportunities you truly can't allow.
Shots good by Duren.
And that's a lesson for the D. Fight harder on the glass.
Yeah, they need to pay attention to the details. Second chance points are backbreakers.
Inside. Vucevic down low. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
First personal foul.
And for a big man, Vucevic is pretty efficient at the line. Really has a complete game.
Good on the second free throw. Detroit leading by 3. Duren a screen. Pass to Hardaway. Back to Cunningham. 6 on the shot clock. He takes it in, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Cunningham's got 10 points in just the second half.
And one of the areas where Cunningham has been compared to Doncic, his strength with the ball in his hands.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Asar Thompson.
Personal foul.
That's his 4th foul of the contest. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the 4th. Here's Vucevic. And slam dunk by Vucevic.
Fundamentals, guys, using the one-hand slam.
Well, he makes the basics look pretty exceptional. Down low. Duren, no good. Bulls trail by 3. Pass to Buzelis. High post Vucevic. The kick out to Ball. Picked by Vucevic. And it's Ball penetrating. Pocket 4. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team.
And you can tolerate gas like that sometimes, but in a close game, man, I tell you what, that really hurts.
1:57 left to play in the final quarter. Out to Thompson. Pass to Cunningham. Harris a screen. Now here's Durham. Slammed home and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. It goes on Kobe White.
That's just good fundamentals from Cunningham. When a guy is that open, you gotta get it to him.
And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stance for the Pistons.
Well, all you can ask for is your guys to be really active on D, and they've been more than that tonight.
The athleticism and blinding speed White possesses is impressive. This guy plays with a lot of moxie.
Well, make no mistake, this is exactly who they want at the line in this situation.
On the wing, Thompson. Cunningham outside. In the corner, it's Duran. Clock is at 3. Detroit needs to get off a shot. Cunningham's shot is off. Bulls trailed by 3. Pass to Buzelis. Back to Ball. And Ball slams it in.
Absolutely no fear in this young fella. When the game is close, you want the ball in Ball's hand.
A 19-foot shot. Money!
That is world class.
Yeah, and I can say from experience, his coach just breathed a huge sigh of relief.
Pass to Buzelis. And it's White, top of the key. Money!
And that is how you finish a drive. Kobe White.
Outside Hardaway. First free throw is good, and that will put them up by 2. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 3-point game. And so here is Chicago. To the paint. Here's Ball. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That's on Jalen Duran.
Yeah, Ball's size makes him a difficult guy to guard. He uses it well to pick up fouls while shooting.
That's good, going 1 of 2 from the line, and that brings them within 2 here. It's stolen by Buzelis to the inside. And here's Vucevic. Over Stewart. Good! A huge shot to tie it up.
Because of that refined offensive skill set, Vucevic can be a dependable scoring option late in game.
And timeout called by J.B. Bickerstaff. And he knows there's no room for mistakes and wants everyone on the same page. There's 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Thompson in the corner. Oh, off target. Here's Cunningham. Oh, and a chance to win the game, but the last second shot is offline. And that's going to do it for regulation. So we are headed to These teams have battled tooth and nail for 4 quarters, and now we head to overtime. Should be a blast. On the wing, Williams. Pass to Buzelis. And here is Ball. Here's Vucevic. Just 5 to shoot. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Stan, I've always admired you. Come from a coaching family. Was there a point growing up you knew you wanted to be a coach?
Yeah, I loved being around the game. And so 2 things happened that drove me into coaching. Number 1, I loved baseball and I couldn't hit one. So that was out. And I wasn't a good enough basketball player to go on that way. So if I wanted to stay involved in the game, That's when I knew I wanted to be a coach.
But your dad had a little bit of that in his background. I say in a little kind of tongue-in-cheek, right? He was a guy that led the way, and you're interested.
Yeah, my dad coached for over 40 years, and I think he had a great passion for it and always used to tell us that he never actually felt like he worked a day in his life. He loved it so much.
Following in his footsteps. Terrific score. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg? I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Knocked away. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
First personal foul.
No good on the free throw.
Second team foul. At the line for the Bulls.
And that drops, so they now lead by 1.
Well, the miss is unfortunate, but he still manages to put them ahead. Barely.
Cunningham looking it over. Harris. Cunningham outside, and it's good for 2. Cunningham's got 31 points.
And sometimes you forget Cunningham's height, but he puts it to use down low.
We're in overtime and 90 seconds gone here in what has been a great one so far. Here's Vucevic, and Vucevic throws it down.
Look at that shot. Vucevic not afraid to carry the weight, so to speak, in a tough situation. The team knows they can rely on him.
Here's Cunningham. Gonzalez grabs the ball. Ball with it. Now defended by Cunningham. Pass to Buzelis. Second shot opportunity. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And you get the sense that guys are still trying to figure out how to guard Buzelis.
At the line for 2.
Good on the first, and that will put them up by 2. Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
And nice work at the line. I mean, when the game's this close, you have got to cash in on those opportunities.
And Harris wide open. He shoots from outside off the mark.
Defensive breakdown there, and they got lucky. He's not going to miss too many of those.
Cunningham for 3. The offensive rebound. Stewart. The kick out to Cunningham. Cunningham on the wing. Back to Stewart. Cunningham outside. Here's the 3. It's rebounded by Giddey.
It's really a tale of 2 quarters. Shot it so well in the last, but this one can't get anything to fall.
Oh, that is big time by a big-time player. Cunningham loves the moment.
Here's Giddey. A wide open look here for Vucevic. And so we are tied again at the end of overtime. Now we're headed to overtime number 2. Can't stop now. We're ready for another extra period. What a game of basketball this has been. Now Buzelis. Pass to Vucevic. And here is Giddey. Back to Vucevic. Rebounded by the Pistons. Here's Cunningham. Misses in close. Now here's Ball. Pass to Vucevic. And Vucevic throws it down.
And the key for Vucevic is remaining aggressive. When he does that, this guy can dominate.
Defensive foul.
And Vucevic, no good on that one. And so it's Cunningham with it. He brings it up for the Detroit Pistons. Trailing by 2. And the shot goes down. Cunningham's got 36.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal.
Here's Vucevic. It falls for basket number 9 from the field. He's taken 14 shots to get there.
Certainly, Nikola can hit threes, but come on. He's a 7-footer with touch. Those inside shots, they work too.
And Chicago has possession. The lead is 2. The dunk and the foul, a powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. That one on Harris.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points. Cunningham for 3.
They need buckets to stay in this game. That's not the shot they're looking for.
Good on the 3-point shot. Cunningham's got 39.
Well, we talk about ice in his veins a lot, but this guy personifies that. What a clutch shot.
Outside Williams. Pass the ball. Some nice ball movement here by Chicago. And it's in there. Vucevic has got 8 points in the quarter.
Well, they have to be thrilled with how reliable he's been tonight.
Here's Durant. It counts. And the foul. That one on Vucevic.
And that's something Cunningham takes pride in. Sharp read with that pinpoint pass.
Yeah, terrific and one on that one. Those are the kind of plays, guys, that win basketball.
Outside Williams. Lets it go with the 3. Trifecta.
Yeah, and Ball is an incredibly gifted passer. Just excels at getting his guys going.
Cunningham right side. Back to Thompson.
Monster points from Thompson. No fear in the big moment.
We can probably expect to see him slow it down now.
Yeah, I think you want to milk your possession.
To the middle. Here's Vucevic. Got it.
Tossing the pass to the interior. That's what you want to do. Get into the paint.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Inside. Thompson in the corner. Puts up a deep 3. Count it! A tremendous 3 to tie it up.
And I like how composed Cunningham is. Lets the game and his shots come to him.
To the paint. Here's Vucevic. And so with overtime 2 in the books, the game is still not over. Overtime number 3 coming up. And we'll return. And with another overtime in front of us, the question is, who will blink first? Nobody wants to give in. A lot of pride now on the line. Cunningham with it. To take the lead, buries the long-range jumper. Cunningham's got 45 points.
And you see that motion shot. Cunningham very consistent from distance.
The kick out to Ball. And that comes off the assist by Giddey. Ball's got the game tied up here for the Bulls. Pass to Hardaway. Now here's Cunningham. In the corner, it's Durant. Just 4 to shoot. Cunningham for 3. Goes back up. Out to Harris. Here's Thompson. Nice move. Here's Durant. Banked in off the glass. Durant's got 5 points now this quarter.
Nice touch there near the hoop.
Up top, Giddey. Durant pulls it in. Hardaway with a wide open look. And Detroit again with the bucket.
Yeah, so skilled offensively. Getting the ball in his hands is generally a good idea.
Ball for Chicago.
And Ball is not going to back down in these moments. In fact, he embraces being the man when it's a big possession.
And Duran slams it in.
Putting that pass right in his stride. Didn't have to slow up and was able to complete the play.
Williams, that's good. And this crowd ecstatic. They are pumped up.
And what a huge shot. You talk about an excited arena.
Cunningham with it. Defended by Giddey. Out of bounds. It'll be the Bulls' ball.
What a costly turnover. Those are the ones that keep you up at night.
Pass to Williams. Here's Buzelis. Vucevic with it. Back to Ball. Shot clock at 6. Chicago needs to get off a shot here. Giddey. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Down low. Duran. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 2-point ball game.
That's just clutch work, really. That's all you can say. A little bit of D now, and they'll be out of here with a win.
Pass to Vucevic. Outside Williams to take the lead. No good from 3-point territory. And so it's the Pistons who come out on top here. The double overtime game can really take its toll on the players, and after this one, the officials, the fans, everyone's going to have to take a needed rest.
No doubt. I mean, when you have to dig that deep and play with that much determination to get a win, it was earned, and I tell you what, they've got to feel really good about themselves for fighting through.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks.